My name is Christopher Stillar. I'm just your average, ordinary guy. I've been married to my high school sweetheart for over 20 years, and I'm the father of 4 children. I live a typical life, ordinary in every way. Oh yeah, did I mention? I hear and see dead people. I'm a spiritual medium, and this is my story. In the mid-90s, a traumatic and serious health crisis, combined with the death of my beloved grandmother, changed my life in ways I could never have predicted. Now it is I who is changing lives. Real people in real pain, dealing with unimaginable grief, getting the chance to connect one more time with those they loved and lost. Changing people's lives and healing their souls with the help of their loved ones in spirit is my daily work, it's my passion, and my life's purpose. Welcome to my world, and welcome to Seeking Spirit.
My name is Julie, and this is my mom, Lesley. This was her 60th birthday present, and this is our first time coming to Chris. We're hoping to hear from my grandma, my grandpa,
mom.
Yeah, her mom, her dad, my aunt.
My sister?
Yeah, which is her sister. We've had a lot of loss lately. and Margaret. So that's the hope. We'll see how it goes. But we're very optimistic and very excited.
Welcome you both. Can we just establish for clarity's sake, have we ever met before?
Never.
No.
Okay, thanks. So ladies, the first thing I want to tell you is that prior to your arrival here to the office, probably about 15-20 minutes before you arrived, I started to pick up on a male coming through. And to me this would be a father figure, but the way he was linking in or coming through was one level or one generation above. But I have to tell you, I've got 3 people that I'm picking up on. So whether or not I get back and forth or pulled, I have an older female, also a mother figure coming through, who's got fairly strong personality about her, a little dominant would be the way I would describe her, but friendly, but strong with her energy. So standing behind you, Lesley, just so you know. I have to talk about a male that passes from cardiac arrest or a heart-related issue coming through, because that's how he started introducing himself 20 minutes ago. He just wants you to know that he's here and that he wouldn't have missed this for the world. And the other thing is, just think about this, but to your side, Julie, I have a male that's passed, that's a contemporary to you, that dies very suddenly, okay? That's all I know at this point in time. He's not talking, but you're going to be thinking of cousin or friend, but at that level, okay, in the way that he's coming through. Can I ask you where the Bob or the Robert connection would come into play? Because they keep bringing up Bob or Robert over and over, and it's the father figure with the cardiac arrest that's talking the Bob or Robert connection. So I don't know if this person's with him there or if it's somebody living that he's acknowledging alive, but names can be either or, okay? Right. And the mother keeps rubbing her stomach. I don't know what that's about, if there's something with her digestive issue but she just keeps rubbing her stomach, and she doesn't have this issue now.
Right.
But it's, normally they'll just tell me, stomach cancer, whatever it is. She's like, oh, and she just keeps rubbing it. And it's not because she's suffering now.
Right.
But I don't know if she's going to be more of a charades person and just give me images or what, but I'll welcome anything she wants to bring through anyways. Were you hoping to hear from the dad with the cardiac arrest connection?
Yeah.
Because he keeps touching your right or your left shoulder, Julie. I don't know if you'll feel it or not, but he just wants you to know I wouldn't have missed this. I wouldn't have missed it. And the thing is, he doesn't miss a whole heck of a lot out of your life, because he's never truly gone anywhere other than this physical passing, which is so permanent to us. It's an illusion to him, because he literally is still invested and still connected in your lives. So he just wants you to know, okay? So out of what I've been saying, are you able to connect?
Absolutely.
You understand it? Were you hoping for this, gentleman?
Absolutely.
Okay. You're bossy, Julie. You're a bit of a control freak. Now that he's passed, he admires that about you. In life, you might have been like his little girl, or you might have been like so special to him, but it was difficult sometimes, because you're bossy. It's like times you're like her mother.
That's right.
Do you see that, Lesley?
Oh, yeah.
there's just a lot of care and compassion with you for that, but he's like, you gotta watch that. Not everybody's going to tolerate that. Now, despite that I said cardiac arrest, he does talk about a fairly gentle passing. So this is not like a violent thing. This is not like a collapsing thing. This is like, I don't know if I go in my sleep or what, but he's talking about such a gentle passing. Did he pass in his sleep as he's suggesting?
Yes, he did.
Okay. You need to know that, you know, this happened to my stepfather, and my mother had such an issue around it, thinking, how could I be sleeping next to him and not know?
Right.
You know, I should have been able to, but he died in his sleep. What can you do? But it's got that same kind of connotation that he's bringing up. Makes sense?
Yes.
Can I just ask you if there's something, your birthday's past, you established that. Is there something coming up shortly that is like date-wise relevant, that's important that he would
Yes.
want me to acknowledge?
Yes.
Because I know it's not your birthday.
No.
But it's like he makes it bigger and bigger and bigger, like the
Yes.
importance. And it's like he'll be connected to this, involved with this. He has not forgot. Okay?
Aw.
So that makes sense. And it doesn't feel far off, but it seems very pertinent and
Yes,
important.
it is.
Okay. He loves you too. He loves you too. Is there a son? Because he's talking about the son.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he just keeps making reference to the son. Obviously, he's not here today, but he needs to include him in the reading.
Oh,
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Sorry. He's funny. Never in his wildest dreams did he believe that he would be coming through to a medium, because he didn't believe in this crap, let alone it being taped for TV. He doesn't know who agreed to this, but
The bossy one?
he'll do his best. But he's like, never in a million years would I have thought I would come to a guy who can talk to the dead, or hear the dead, rather, and let alone it being taped. He thinks that's extremely funny. He thinks he has a better face for TV now that he's deceased than when he was alive. He doesn't think his face was appropriate for television when he was alive. He does talk in more serious fashion right now about he didn't help himself out in life, okay? So his choices, I don't know if it's just lifestyle or he took things for granted but didn't follow issues that he should have that would have gave him better health. But he makes me feel like, believe it or not, it was his moment, his time to pass, and nobody could change that. Is it your mother coming through with the rub in the stomach,
It
with the
probably
forceful?
is. Yeah.
She's like, when do I get my spotlight time?
Good for her.
He just told her to back away, woman. That's what he just said to her, back away, woman. And then he laughs. She is going to talk, I think, though.
Good.
Okay? You got a tattoo?
Yes.
Because he's acknowledging your tattoo.
Oh.
If he was alive, he wouldn't like it.
It's true.
If he was alive, he wouldn't like it. Is it on your back? Do you understand when she says it's totally okay with her the way that things unfolded for her, because in life she would have struggled with this, and you even more so with the way that it came about, and it ate you inside out. She says it's okay. It really truly had to play out this way, okay? And so she can't change the past, but she can protect your future from feeling ill about this and the guilt eating away at you. You had no choice. You had no choice. And the last thing she wants is for you to feel guilty or bad about this, okay? Now, the one thing I need to say, I think it was different than the father figure coming through, but I had a dad earlier coming through apologizing, saying sorry, and I don't know why. So just remember that I think Lesley, connecting above you, could be the father or father-in-law, and why there would be apologetic issues coming through, okay? Because I do feel like it wasn't the greatest connection in life, and I feel like he was a difficult person. And there might even have been like an alcohol or substance issue that was at play here that kind of put walls up around him. Does that make sense or no?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so just wait and see, okay?
Okay.
He just keeps like rubbing your shoulder saying you have these perfectionistic qualities about you where everything just has to be so. And you're a little wacky out there in your concepts, you know, in what you want, like what you think is the norm for you. Other like people TV. Think, not just the TV, but even, you know, in all honesty, you were talking beforehand that I have to be clear. You were saying you're getting married coming up, so I don't want to make it sound like it's a psychic thing or a dad thing saying this, but even some of your concepts or what would be norm and what you like could be like on the fringe and out there for other people.
That's very true.
He loves the individualness of who you are. He really does. He really does. And you get really like ticked with the brother. I don't know what this means, but you get like really irate at times. You don't hold grudges. This is never going to be a life-ending relationship. No, but you'll chuck stuff at him, or you'll get like upset with them and call him out in spades, and then it's like you're over and done. Do you do this?
Yes.
He's like, he needs it sometimes. Mom, watch your hips. I don't know why, but I'm feeling issues with your hips and mobility issues that you really got to watch this, okay? I don't know what to tell you advice-wise, but try to figure out what'll work for you. Not always just medication or prescription, but natural type stuff for your joints, your bone. Do you have hip issues?
I did have.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're feeling better now?
Yes.
Then watch this, because he's still bringing up the hip thing.
Okay.
So you understand specifically why the hip would be mentioned, or hips?
Absolutely.
Okay. You got a tattoo?
Yes.
Because he's acknowledging your tattoo.
Oh.
If he was alive, he wouldn't like it.
It's true.
If he was alive, he wouldn't like it. Is it on your back shoulder?
No.
Do you know why he keeps rubbing here? There's no issue about a tattoo back here,
No,
right?
no, there's not.
I don't know why, but he's bringing up your tattoo, and then he keeps rubbing back in the back right shoulder blade area for you. Mom is getting to step up a little bit again. He's not telling her to back off, lady. Or woman, or whatever his phrase was. She wants you to know that there's this stage, and I'm pretty sure you'll be aware of this, but there's this period of time when I feel like I'm in a hospital environment, that I'm unconscious, that I'm not able to respond, and people don't know if I can hear. So I don't know if it's a coma thing or what, but it literally feels like very deep unconsciousness.
Yes.
But she's like, I was aware, I could hear.
Oh.
So when people are talking to her, she wants you to know that, okay? And as much as that is a difficult scenario and situation, did her bladder fail? Did things just start to shut down?
Yeah.
Because she's like, oh my goodness. It's like the bladder stopped, and then everything just seemed to like one after the other with the shutdown.
That's right.
Okay. She's like, I was aware of more than people knew. And she was grateful for the people being around her and in shifts talking to her. That made a big difference, even though she couldn't respond. It was very comforting for her knowing that she wasn't alone. Okay? So one phrase that I say often to people, know you did enough for her. You did enough for her, okay?
Oh.
Somebody brought in like fast food or something.
Yes.
She could smell it but couldn't eat it.
We teased her
she
about
s-
that
yeah.
even though she wasn't conscious.
You teased her about
Yes.
it? Because she's talking about the fast food and people are eating next to her and she could smell it but she couldn't eat it. That is torture.
We
People
thought it
are
was at
evil.
the time, yeah.
That is funny. And it's funny she brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just says, I guess I didn't need it. I guess I didn't need it. She had people coming to get her from the other side.
She did.
And before she went unconscious, there was just a couple things that were referenced or said by her that when people were there, heard her say the name of or make reference to. And I keep feeling like she's looking at a corner or focusing at a corner. And when she was doing this, it's almost like that's where they would enter from and she was seeing them.
Really?
And so she was not alone and she wasn't scared. She wants you to know that, okay? Now, was there a nurse that was kind of crusty?
Uh-huh.
Because she's talking about the nurse.
So did we.
She was an evil woman, she says. Apparently she had home life issues and that's why she was like this, she says. I do feel like she was hearing softer, gentle music at one point playing around her, so I don't know if somebody had something playing, but she's talking about this, but again, couldn't respond, but it was very soothing and very comforting to her. So all I want to know is, and I can tell by your expressions, but what she's describing seems fairly accurate to
Yeah.
what happened leading up to
Absolutely.
her death.
Yeah.
It's like you were there.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
But
She was. She was. Thanks, you guys. That's what she just said. Thanks, guys. There's a son or son-in-law, younger male to her, that I feel like did what he could, but it might not seem like a whole lot, or it might not seem like he did enough in some people's opinion, but it's okay. People do what they can do, and people handle the way they can take it or handle it the way that the best they can, and some don't handle it well. And it's not easy on anybody being around a dying loved one, but he struggled with this. Do you understand that?
Yes.
There's no hurt feelings. He should not feel bad about it, and nobody should make him feel bad about it. Plain and simple. Okay? She just went, "Poof. Men always think they're tough and strong." Not when it comes to the dying. It's emotions they don't want to confront or deal with, she says. She just kind of throws her thumb at this guy here standing behind your dad. She's like, he got the easy way out. He checked out easy.
Oh.
She had this prolonged thing, but there was a reason for the prolonged for the family members. There really was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to get to her too and didn't make it in time when she passed. I don't know what this means, but there was literally somebody on their way or like racing to get there and they didn't make it, but it's okay. And it seems to be female based that she's acknowledging this, okay? They didn't miss much, she said. Okay?
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Was it you?
Yeah.
It's okay. You weren't meant to be with her when she passed. I think sometimes, you know, that pull, because you know she had to go, but I still think the pull sometimes keeps them here.
Mm-hmm.
When certain people aren't there, it's easier for them to transition.
That's right.
Oh.
Okay? So just, oh, and she's like crotchety, crusty all of a sudden, pointing at you. No more tattoos. No more.
It was for her.
No more. Well, she just said no more. Is there somebody deceased that would have helped with the flowers had they been living or done something to do with flowers, but
Yeah.
they're not here? Because I keep hearing sorry. Sorry, I
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't. Because
Yeah.
I feel like that would be important to this woman.
Yeah.
Who am I dealing with?
My grandma, her mom.
The pushy one.
Yeah.
You may not want to rush the kid thing, but she does.
Oh.
That's really funny.
There's meaning behind that
Yes.
statement.
Yeah.
But she's like, yeah, you may not want to rush it. She wants babies.
Aw.
She wants babies because you'll be really good. Your patience, you'll need to increase your patience. Because you're impatient person.
Yeah.
It's got to be on your time, Julie.
I know.
And she's like, you need kids in your life to redirect that because it's not about you. Now, do you love to bake, or is there something about baking? Why would she, and not her, I'm sure grandma's bake, but
Okay.
that's not what she's making reference to. What would be the baking or the, it's not just the cooking, it's
No, it's
something
baking, not cooking.
Yeah.
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 Because she keeps bringing up like the cakes and the
Yeah.
stuff and the baking, not
Yeah.
the cooking of dinners.
No,
Is this pertinent to you or important to you, or is there something just relevant?
We used to bake for her, and I'd take
Well,
it
your
over
rum
on
cake.
Sunday morning, especially her rum cake. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Her
we
rum.
visited her Sunday morning. So,
You took her
Yeah.
rum cake on Sundays.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
No wonder she loves seeing you. All I know is she brings up this cake thing about you baking,
Yeah.
and she needs that acknowledged, okay?
Thank you.
She did things that physically she wasn't probably capable of,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't want to not do it. And, you know, people would say, Mom, you know, ask us for help. And she's like,
That's
no, there's an independence about her that if I don't have that, I want to be gone. And then when things happened and she's hospitalized and the shutting down of the organ and the systemic failure happens, it literally is time for her to go, and she's okay with that, okay? She had her day in the sun, she says,
Oh.
okay? She's come visit you too in a dream.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but she's talking about it being very real and not just a dream. And she wants you to know, and I just see her standing there.
Yeah.
And she wants you to know that that was real. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to know if
It was
real, so-
life-changing in
Yeah.
the way that it was a visitation, not just the dream.
Wow.
Right.
And she wants you to know it's real.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm not sure you're a big coffee drinker, but is there a reason? Did you have to swear off coffee, or do you have to like scale back something on the coffee for some reason? Because I don't feel like it's an addictive thing. I'm sure you would drink it, but there's something about a scaling. No, there's something that's recently been said. Like, what have you said or done about not buying coffee out, or?
Oh yeah.
Because there's something
That's
about
right.
the scaling back of coffee, but
Yep.
it feels like I'm all of a sudden at a Timmy's, or you know, at a country style. I
Yep.
got to be equal opportunist, or a coffee time,
Right.
or I don't know what the advertising policies are, but I'm at a public coffee house
Yeah.
in the parking lot, and I feel like there's a scaling back or a watching this. What does that mean to you?
Yeah. We made, when we started saving for the wedding, we made a deal that we wouldn't do Starbucks anymore because that's our favorite.
It's the one I didn't
So-
name.
No, so we do Timmy's instead because it's
it's
cheaper.
cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay, because to me there was something about the public coffee thing and watching this or scaling it back or
Right.
being
And
careful
that
about
was the
this.
deal, exactly.
So just know that to bring up something so simple, but
Yeah.
something that,
Yeah. She knows I'm trying to save money.
yeah, for sure, for sure. She's funny. She's talking about ugly wedding dresses, not like for the bride, but bridesmaids.
Yeah.
She went, whew. That's what she did. Whew. It's like I don't have to wear that.
Oh, really?
And then she just laughs. I don't know. She's funny. I enjoy when their energies come through this way. I don't know what this means. What would be the flower connection or flower arrangement? I don't mean buying flowers, but the actual assembling of flower arrangement, or something about the flower reference, but it's not about buying them or buying the perfect bouquet. It's something about the assembly of the flowers.
And who's this from?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I don't.
Yeah, no, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
But
because
to
it has
Margaret
do-
or no?
No.
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 Is there somebody deceased that would have helped with the flowers had they been living, or done something to do with flowers, but
Yeah.
they're not here? Because I keep hearing sorry. Sorry, I
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't. Because
Yeah.
I feel like that would be important to this woman.
Yeah.
Who am I dealing with?
My grandma, her mom.
The pushy one.
Yeah.
There just seems to be I'm not going to get Margaret, and I'm sorry, but Margaret
That's
will be
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
But know that, isn't it funny you want Margaret and Evelyn pops in?
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody you wouldn't think of, somebody you didn't want. Well, you're happy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Margaret will be okay.
Yeah.
But this woman, the grandmother, she just says, I'm sorry I'm not there about the flowers. Because I think she would have loved to have done something with the flowers.
Yeah, that was a big deal for her. That's why
Was
we
it?
chose them. So yeah.
That's incredible. I felt like he had been there when my mom died.
Yeah.
She just died recently in April. And it was incredible.
Well, we had these expectations on our way up here, and I shouldn't say expectations, hopes as to what would validate the realness of this. And it's not that we had doubts about it, but you just never know if something's going to be real or not. So there were certain things that we really hoped that they'd come through and say, so that we knew that it was real. And for him to know that my grandpa died of cardiac issues, and that my grandma died over a period of a week in the hospital with us sitting literally 24/7 around her bed.
In shifts.
In shifts. Eating fast food, no less,
That's
because
right.
that's what we did. You know, we'd
Yeah.
eat Swiss chalet and say, oh, I bet you grandma would like some of this. It was her
Yeah.
favorite, you know,
Yeah.
or we'd have subs or whatever. But the big joke was, we're sitting in this palliative care ward, eating food around her bed,
And laughing.
and just
Yeah.
having a wonderful time, despite the fact that she's passing away there, just being a part of it, you know.